Okay, Spence, go fetch. Oops. Hello filmmakers, Ash here, and welcome to Film It Yourself. Today I'll be answering your filmmaking questions. So I have one right here from Bryce that says, I feel like sound design can add so much life into a film. Can you do a video about the importance of sound design and how people should go about finding sound effects and adding sound design to their films? Well, Bryce, no. Just kidding, of course I can, and great question. Sound design can really bring your film to life and make the world around your characters feel real. Films often put sound effects in from everything from footsteps, phone calls, to even animal sounds. So let's jump into Premiere and I'll show you how I put in sound effects for my short film. So I have a scene here from my short film, The Round Table, and this is the opening park scene, and it just has the audio, the dialogue that we captured on set. So there's no music or sound effects put in here, just the dialogue. And we're just gonna use this scene, and what happens in the scene is this couple is walking through the park, and the guy takes the girl by surprise, drops a knee, and proposes to her. And so it's a pretty simple scene. However, they do reference that there is a taco truck nearby, so maybe we can have the sound of a taco truck. We have the option of having the sound of the park, maybe some wind, and of course they're walking on grass, so we could also put in some footsteps for the grass. So to do this today, the kind folks over at FilmCrux were nice enough to give me some sound libraries to test out. So I'm gonna be using those as well as some of my own. You can check these out at filmcrux.com, where they have several cinematic and music libraries you can purchase. And I'm gonna be honest with you, they are at a very, very good price. They even have retro sound effects, space sound effects, and Foley. So I have my FilmCrux library loaded in here, and you can see they have stuff like Ambience, so that's like the background noise you would hear during a scene, so like the city street noise. They have, let's see here, interactions, so water splashes, door closing, human noises. They have different hit sound effects, so these can be really good. Ooh, that's fun. How about this one? Ooh, it's like Godzilla is walking around. And then they have all sorts of other stuff. They have cool space ones. So if you're doing like a sci-fi thing, seems really great. Let's see what they have for that. What do those sound like? Planets and moons. Oh, this is actual images. That's cool. I didn't realize I got images as well. Well, thanks, FilmCrux. So the first thing I like to do when I'm starting with the scene is I like to start with the background sounds. So these are often called Walla or Roomtone or Ambience, and Walla and Ambience are like the noises, the natural environment noises. So we're in a park, so the natural sounds of a park. Or Roomtone is usually what you capture when you're shooting, and it's a small clip of just silence of the room so that you get the tone of the room and you can patch up any holes you might have in dialogue where the audio drops out. So let's start with park noises, and I'm not sure that there's any park noises here in the FilmCrux sound effects, so it looks like there's a parking garage, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna go over to my sound effects here and type in park. And here we go. I have morning in a city park. So I'm just gonna bring that down to a lower layer because I want it to be sort of my bottom bed, basically, of audio. And so we have the pop right there. I'll bring it right up to the pop. And let's take a listen. It's probably gonna be way too loud. Yes, too loud. So let's bring it down quite a bit.
What's wrong? You've been quiet today.
Nothing. Nothing's wrong. It's just...
So I don't know if you can hear it, but there's this bird chirping noise. It just gives some ambience. There's some wind, so it helps fill out the park. I'll play it without the sound effects so you can hear it again without.
What's wrong? You've been quiet today.
Versus bird.
What's wrong? You've been quiet today.
Nothing.
Hopefully you can hear that. Hopefully my speakers aren't too quiet. Okay, so now we have some nice park ambience going on here. And the next thing I would do is maybe look at the scene. It looks like it's a little bit windy here.
Nothing.
So maybe we want to put some wind sounds in there. So I'm going to go back to Film Crux and type in wind. And we've got several wind options here. Let's audition a few. It's like really windy in that one. How about this one? Okay, that's not bad. That one sounds like maybe there's a freeway nearby, which there was when we were shooting. So this might match the dialogue really well. Let's see. And this is all part of the process of putting in sound design, is like auditioning different sounds and listening to them and seeing how they sound and what you think and how they work and trying different stuff. It's just sort of part of the process. Whoa. This one sounds like the Grand Canyon, right? Like we're standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon, so probably not this one. That one sounds like the beach to me. Ooh, this one's spooky. You know, in case I want to change the film and make it like a horror film instead of a romantic comedy. I'm gonna go with B, so 15 Win B. This is in the Immersion film library pack under the Ambiences. So I'm gonna bring that, I'm gonna put it on top of my morning city park sound, and I'm just gonna really lower this because we don't want a lot of wind noise, just like a little hint of it. So let's see what that sounds like.
What's wrong? You've been quiet.
That might even be a little too low.
Quiet today.
Nothing.
There we go. I can hear a little bit.
Thinking about how great today's been.
I know, those street.
And what I'm doing right now is a very rough, what you might call mix. I wouldn't really call it a mix, but like leveling. That's what I'm doing, is I'm doing a rough leveling of the sound design. But what you're gonna wanna do is eventually you're going to wanna send this to an audio mixer that's going to do a nice sound mix for you and level everything. So that way none of your sound effects are like overpowering any of the dialogue or anything important going on screen. So for now, I'm just sort of eyeballing it or earballing it. That's a thing, right? Yeah. But just so you know, you would definitely want a professional to do like a full mix on this. So I'm pretty happy with the sound of the wind there. I think it's pretty great. So I think we can move on to the next thing. Let's see if we need to put in any like footsteps, because they're walking on grass. So we do have some that we got organically when we shot the scene.
What's wrong? You've been quiet today.
Nothing.
But then they drop out here. So we might want to put in a few here. So let's go back to our Film Crux sound effects. And if we go down to human, again, this is in the Immersion library. So seems like the Immersion library is a pretty good one to get. And we're going to go to human, walking in footsteps right here. And we have hard ground, rough terrain. Sounds like it might be for us. Ooh. Footsteps in snow. What do those sound like? Oh yeah, crunchy. Hard ground. Sorry, I'm leaning forward because I'm not wearing my glasses. I can't see. Let's see here. Rough terrain. Okay, but running. That's a good one, but it's running. So let's go up to the footsteps, rough terrain A and test that. Okay. And B. These might be a little intense. Let's just try grabbing some. We'll grab one here and let's go back to our video. All right, so we're gonna look at them walking real quick.
What's wrong? You've been quiet today.
Nothing.
All right, so it looks like the first step is right there. So let's line this up with his footstep, and then we're really gonna wanna like lower it because it's pretty intense. So let's bring it way down.
Nothing.
Ooh, that worked out really well.
You've been quiet today.
Nothing.
There we go. Okay, so let's get another one. Bring it in, and I'm going to trim it down a little bit. So let's see, one step for him, and then one for her. Bring it down, audio-wise. All right.
Nothing.
Whoop. It's still really loud. All right, bring it down.
Nothing.
That might not be the best one. Let's try a different one. How about this one? Bring it way down, move it over just a smidge.
Nothing. Nothing.
Nice, okay. It might be a little low, so I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. All right, so now we have two footsteps. So this is his first footstep, her first footstep, and now I'm going to do his second footstep right there. Grab this one, set an in, and bring it down. Bring the audio down.
Nothing. Nothing's wrong.
Okay, great. So we have his step, her step, his step, and then we have hers again right there. So we'll bring another one down here. Bring it way down.
Nothing. Nothing's wrong.
Nice. So you can see there, you just start to build them and their footsteps. So every time they take a step, you just put a footstep sound effect in and you lower it down so it's not overpowering, and it, voila, it works.
Nothing. Nothing's wrong.
Now, these specific footsteps may not be the best option for this scene because they're walking on grass, and these kind of sound like they're dirt, but you get the idea, and you can find other footstep sound effects at various different libraries as well. And another cool thing, just a quick tip I want to give you, is once you have a sound effect library in your Premiere project profile, you can go up here if you have the library open, and you can just search. So I'm gonna say footstep, and boom, there you go. This is a quick, time-efficient way to find all of the files that have the keyword footstep in it. So that's another great thing about the Film Crux library, is the naming. I have some sound libraries that don't necessarily have the best keywords in the name of the sound files, and so it can be kind of a headache finding the right sound effect. So this is amazing. You can just quickly search for things and it will make your life so much easier, trust me. So, because this scene doesn't have a lot of sound design, guys, but I have done ones where I have 20 tracks of sound design going on, and it's a huge time saver to be able to search for sound effects like that when you have big sound libraries. So we have the footsteps, we have the ambience, we have the wind. Let's see if there's anything else we need here.
I know, those street tacos were so flipping good, right?
Yeah.
So those street tacos were so flipping good. We could, if we wanted, put a taco truck in here. So let's see if there's a truck sound. No, but there is a vehicle. Let's see, right here, also in the immersion library. I'm telling you guys, get that immersion library. Let's see what we have. We have door unlocking, door locking, door opening, door shutting, engine start and idle. Oh. That's interesting. Windshield wipers, trunk slam, car horn. My fiance loves it when I do this. Car drive by, okay. So let's say maybe we want to have it sound like a car is driving by in the background. Maybe you had a car in the shot. You could bring this in and just sort of lower it down. Let's see.
Just thinking about how great today's been.
I know, those street tacos were so flipping good, right?
So there you go. It's really subtle, but it gives the idea that maybe there's a street nearby, and it just adds some more texture. The more texture you can add to the scene, the more real it sounds. So another cool thing you can do with sound design and sound effects is you can actually pan the sounds. So I'm actually gonna jump to the end of the film. Ooh, a little too far. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Spoilers. Okay, so I'm jumping to the end of the film. I'm gonna bring our morning city and our wind down here. So we have those as well. And so at the end of the film, we return to this park scene because this whole time we've been in her head and she's been debating whether or not she's gonna say yes or no to the proposal. And we come back and the guy asks, well, are you yes? Is it yes? Is it no? Are you gonna marry me? And she mentions the taco truck. So I think this is a great opportunity to show you panning a sound effect because we can have a fun taco truck sound effect in the background. So let's take a listen real quick to this one part of the scene.
Will you marry me?
Sure. I think.
You think?
Oh, look, the taco truck is back.
So I think what would be really fun is if we had like maybe the sound of the taco truck pulling up, and then we have the horn sound effect, which draws her attention because she looks off screen to the left or the right of screen, her left, whatever, you get it. And so I want it to be like the horn is pulling her attention away. So let's see if we have a good horn here. Search horn. Oh, look, we have quite a few. Horn of Olympus. Ooh. That is pretty fun, but we don't want that. Horn hit. Let's see what that is. Ooh. Definitely not what we want, but very cool. War horn. Whoa. Whoa. Look at the audio waveform on this buddy. Ooh, that's very fun. But again, no, not a car horn. So go back up to the car horn here. That's a good one. And then we have the really long one. We don't want that one. And another really long one. So let's use the short honk. I'm gonna put that in first because I wanna get the timing of that just right. So let's see here. Oh, so right about there. Okay, bring that in. I'm just gonna make my track here a little bit bigger because it's kind of small. And zoom in. I'm old, I can't see anything. Okay.
Oh, look, the taco truck is back.
Okay, so obviously too loud. And as you can see, most of the time sound effects come in and they're center panned. And what center pan means is it's coming equally out of both speakers. However, she looks this way, screen, camera right. And so what we wanna do is we wanna pan it to the right so that it sounds like it's coming from that direction. So I'm gonna go up to the effects control and make sure that my horn is selected. And I'm just gonna, over here on the panner balance, I'm gonna move it all the way to the right. And then, oh, almost to the right, 99, 1 point less. All right, I put it back to 100. But let's then lower the sound a bit and see how it sounds now. Okay, better. It's a little quiet. I'm gonna bring it back up.
Oh, look, the taco truck.
There you go. So it sounds like it's coming to the right. It has some sort of weird hit going on in it. So I'm just gonna edit that right out. Let's see how that sounds. And let's make this a little bit, oh, no, I can't. Okay, all right. Still not quite right. How about that? There we go. It's a little bit better. In fact, we might be able to, let's see if we take the long honk, and sometimes you do this, sometimes you use different sound effects and you layer them together, or sometimes you edit them shorter like this. Let's see how this one sounds if we do this instead. I'm just gonna audition both of them. So this is what I do too, is I will often bring in multiple sound effects into the timeline and then try one and then listen to the other and see which one I like better.
Oh, look, the taco truck.
Ooh, I really like that one. So what I'm gonna do is, since we already did this panning work on this one, I'm gonna Command C to copy, highlight this new version, and then right click, and I'm going to paste attributes. So this is gonna let me paste the volume and the panning work that I've already done. And boom, there we go.
Oh, look.
Perfect. I love it. Great. All right, so let's delete this other one. And I want it to sound like the taco truck like pulls up. So let's see if we can find that. I think there was some stuff like that in the vehicle one. Let's see. Engines starting and idling. Oh, there was a car drive-by. Let's see. Let's test some of them. Ooh, that taco truck is speeding. Ooh. Wow, they're all going very fast. Okay, that one's not so bad. I'm gonna bring that down in my timeline. Let's see. I don't know if you'd believe me, but Spence is sleeping through this just right down there. I don't know how he does it. Okay, so we have one option here. And I'm just gonna bring this over. And maybe it sounds like it's like right closest to them, right when the honk happens. Let's see how that sounds. And the cool part about these specific sound effects, I don't know if you already noticed, but these car drive-by sound effects are already panned. So it sounds like the car is driving from left to right or right to left. So we don't have to do any panning work necessarily on these. So let's see how this sounds.
I think.
You think?
Oh, look, the taco truck is back.
Oh, that works great. I love it. It sounds awesome. So there you go. That's how you can pan stuff and layer it in, and even how you can copy work that you've already done on one sound effect to another sound effect. So you can see how this really helps to build out the world and draw attention to story elements only when you want them to be noticed. But the absence of sound can also be really powerful. So let me show you this idea. So before we come back to the park scene, we are inside of the female character Emma's head, and the different versions of her are arguing about whether or not she should say no. And then we sort of zoom out of her eye and we're back in the park, and she sort of snaps out of it. So let's take a look at that real quick.
Listen.
Did you show up today because I showed up? Are you listening? Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Emma. Are you okay?
So one version of this is we could put the park sound effects and the wind starting right away. So we zoom out. And they could start right here if we wanted.
I showed up. Are you listening? Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Emma. Are you okay?
And that totally works. But we could also highlight the moment by maybe having the sound effects not come in until she does this sort of like head shake, and she like shakes herself out of it. Right there. So how about we slide this down, and we have a really great opportunity here to put an awesome like whoosh sound effect. So let's see if the Film Crux stuff has some cool whooshes. Oh yeah, they do. Here we go. Ooh, that's nice, subtle. Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. That's not bad. Ooh, I like that one. I'm gonna bring that one down. Hard whoosh. Here we go. Ooh, okay, that's it. That's the one. I like that one. So let's line that up. Bring it down a little bit. And I'm just gonna bring it down audio-wise. Let's see how that goes.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Oh, it's a little late. Let's move it back. Here we go. And we might need to make it a little louder actually, because the different Emmas are very loud.
Are you hearing me?
That's not bad. We might need a longer one. Let's see. Whoosh echo. Ooh. That's interesting. Let's try the whoosh echo with this whoosh, because sometimes, like I said, you want to layer multiple. So we'll bring this down.
Emma.
All right, that's not bad. I'm going to bring this sound so that this second whoosh sort of fades out before we get to the point where we want it to be silent.
Emma. Are you okay?
So see there how we kept it a little, there's a dropout of all the sound there for a second while Emma kind of like snaps to it. And it could be a little bit more powerful. It might not work, but you can see here how the absence of sound can also really highlight a moment. And sometimes that's building and building sound and then letting it completely drop out. So another place where you really see this like be effective is usually in war movies, when like an explosion goes off and suddenly the main character can't hear anything except for ringing, and it really highlights that moment and makes it really powerful. I'm just gonna watch it one more time.
I showed up.
Emma. Are you okay?
Nice. I do kind of like that. I think it's a little bit late. Let's move it a little earlier. Let's see.
Emma. Are you okay?
Yeah, I like that better. That's great. I don't think we did that in the original film, so oops, but I like it. So that's how you use sound effects to highlight different parts of your story or just build out the world of your film. And if you have some filmmaking questions you want answered, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to feature you in a future Q&A video and answer them for you. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Oh, shoot. Editor, can you help me out here? Well, I guess that's close enough. And don't forget that you can also support me on Patreon, where you can get different perks like early access to my videos, all of my filmmaking templates, and you also get the whole archive of all of my Filmmaker Chat live streams, so you can watch them whenever you want. Now, get out there and go film it yourself.